Work and I deliver. Who am I? Rashi, no. The only person who puts in work that I acknowledge is Rihanna. Shout out to her. 14th #1 single, Work, and the music video was fire. That was a lot. Oh yeah, so anyway, this is a review for Love and Hip Hop, season 6, episode 10. This is Love and Hip Hop New York. And it starts off with this usual BS. You have Rich talking with Cisco, and Peter Guns is there being the mediator. The issue with them is that it's just like, oh, well, how dare you go and do that with my ex-girl? Because Cisco doesn't care about Mariah Lynn, but he doesn't care about the fact that Rich slept with Strawberry. You know, Diamond Strawberry, the girl who was like, oh, no, that's not my daughter, that's my dog. That girl. Yeah, and Cisco was so upset with Rich about that. So that's why he tried to mush Rich a couple of weeks ago. Technically, by our standards, a couple of weeks ago. And so they just agree to disagree. It's like, you know what, we're boys, screw her. Bros over hoes. It's like, alright, here we go. And then we have Bianca, and she's performing. Well, she's practicing because of the Gwenning Fest. And she's still working with Yandy. And, you know, Beyonce. Why do I want to say Beyonce? Bianca's looking good. She's getting ready, so that's all well and good. Then we have Cardi B. Cardi B meets up with Cisco. Cardi B meets up with DJ Self, and, you know, she's off to business, and it's just like, alright, so I have 16 songs in the trap, and you're not listening to any of them, and DJ Self is just like, look, I can't take you seriously until you take yourself seriously, and I'm like, wait a minute, but do we take you seriously? Do we take you seriously? We understand you have a job and all that, but do we personally take you seriously? No, we don't. So how the hell are you going to tell Cardi B to take you seriously when your life... Anyway, but shout out to Cardi B because I actually heard her music and it sounds a lot better than most of the stuff that comes from these reality shows. So again, shout out to her for that, but she's just the comedic relief, as we already know. So you have Mo and Alexi meet up because they're discussing what's currently going on. And, you know, Mo is talking about how Yandy's cool, but the company she keeps is trash. And I don't want to deal with trash. You know, I actually have money, so I don't want to deal with that mess. Here's the thing, though. Def Jam called. It's like, Def Jam called. Why didn't you tell me? It's like, yeah, they don't care about you. They don't care about me either. They care about BBOD. And it's like, oh, Lord Jesus. I actually recorded this song and, you know, French Montana listened to it. And I actually feel like I might have a shot as a solo thing myself. So I don't really know. We know what's going to happen. So then you have, what's her name? You have Ra meet up with Remy Ma, and essentially Ra pulls the okie doke. It's like, you know about that dress you really wanted? You know about that dress you really wanted? Well, guess what, girl? I got it for you. I'm Oprah on this bitch. You get a dress. But here's the thing. You gotta sit on this lap, though. And I'm like, Ra, you can't tell me that you like women's as much. No, you cannot tell me that you don't like women's as much as you like men's. Anyway, so we get to Cisco. Why do I keep wanting to say Cisco? We get to Peter Guns, and he's with his daughter Whitney. And Whitney is just like, look, I know what's going on between you and Amina, and you need to stop this. It's like, I know how you treat me and you treat your kids. You treat us great, but you're spreading yourself too thin. You're having another kid. What's going on? And I love you, and I don't want to... This is just too much. And she told him, you know, maybe if you get a vasectomy. And I was like, oh, damn. You know, that's when life gets too real, when your kids are being more mature and coming to you in that type of way than... you are with them. That says a lot. That speaks volumes. That's not a good thing. That's not a good look. So Peter needs to get it together because no, that doesn't work. After that, we get to Yandy, and Yandy has all of Mandisi's kids with her, and it's really cute to see. He has four or five in total. But Yandy's just like, you know, when he's off doing work, I'm going and taking care of all the kids. And so, it won't hurt for the kids to barge in and kind of take over his business meeting. Because Mendices is trying to set up some businesses right before he goes into jail. One of them is a sneaker line. We know that's very profitable, so shout out to him for that. Definitely shout out to him for that. So then you have Mariah Lynn go and meet Cardi B in the studio. And like I said, Cardi B's music, you can tell she's actually working with someone who's good with production. Her voice sounds great. And I'm like, okay, if we can just keep the personality, but also take her a little bit more seriously, she can sell the music. Because her music sonically sounds good. It sounds like something that could be on the radio. So people need, I hate when producers just like, oh yeah, well you know your image. I'm like, hello, The Voice. This is music, The Voice. Let's start with that. As long as the voice is good, who cares about the image? There's a lot of people that have done some ratchety things and they're still all about their money and far as their music still pops off. So what? This is so stupid. Anyway, so you have Cardi B that's trying to figure out what the hell's going on because Mariah Lynn again leaks another piece of information about how, oh, so is that song going to be performed at the Gwenning Fest? It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, you're not performing at the Gwenning Fest? Then what are you doing? Why am I here? Why are we taping this scene? Yeah, and she's just like, damn, I'm supposed to be working with someone, we're supposed to be cool, but how the hell am I supposed to get anything accomplished in my career if he's not taking me seriously? And I'm like, well, that is true. That is true. I know there's a thing about loyalty, but come on now. Come on now. And so then she also talks about her relationship with her boyfriend, who's currently incarcerated, Tommy, and how people are saying, you know what, you're on the rise, and he's staying where he is. You need to go and dump him, essentially, and move on to the next thing. And she was just saying how, you know, I thought about getting married to him, and it would be really cool, but again, a lot of people are telling me, no, that's not a good look, that's not a good look. And Mariah Lynch is like, you know what? All of that doesn't matter. It's about what you want, and it's about that money. It's about that money. If it's not about the money, it's not about the music, then who cares? It's like, look, I have to tell you some things about that Ja Rule. Not Ja Rule. That Ja Rule in the face looking chick. What did they... Oh, Mariah Lynn was so wrong for that. So she goes and spills the beans that Mo got a restraining order against Young B. And they're just like, yo, wait a minute. You're supposed to be this boss, borderline thug chick, and yet you going out and getting restraining orders? That means you're calling up the cops? That means you're ratting people out? Who does that? And I'm thinking to myself, look, if this chick almost killed your ass, of course you get a restraining order. I don't care where you are from the streets. But your life comes first. But I do understand what they were saying with as far as, if you're supposed to be about that life, why are you getting a restraining order? Just go and pop the bitch on the head once you see her. Gosh, I don't think I've ever cursed this much in a video in my life. But, so now we get to the Gwenning Fest, and DJ Self, I must say, it's impressive. It's impressive in the sense that they do great editing. I'm like, alright, that place isn't as full as we think it is. And you can tell that's a really big stage that he's hosting it. So, I'm like, alright, I'm looking. It's way too easy to walk through. That's when you know something's not full. Now, I'm sure it's a club, and you have all these people there, so they could pack the club out if they really wanted to. But that's probably because of production. Production probably needs to move around and stuff. Like, y'all don't fool me. Y'all don't fool me. Shout out to Yandy. Yandy's been on this whole I Love Mendices and Mom sick. That was just like, oh, look at Yandy. Everything snapped right back. And even Young B was like, who the hell is this? Oh! And shout out to Young B. Young B is looking great. Well, Young B's looked good this whole season. So, nothing's new there in a positive way. And you have Mo switching it up with this blue ponytail. Which is, that's fine. Because I'm looking at this chick that's looking like Rihanna if she was balloon sized. Like, honestly, that's what I'm getting from her. Actually, no. She actually reminded me of Raw, maybe 1 or 2 sizes big. Maybe not even. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. Let me stop. But anyway, Ra's just talking about how, look, I delivered on the dress. I'm Ra's real friend. I'm Remy's real friend. And how the hell does Yandy, who I don't even like, she has this chick who I have an issue with. She brought her here on purpose. And first off, was that Mona Scott? Did Mona Scott pop out of nowhere? Now, we never saw her face, which has me thinking to believe that it was Mona Scott. Because Mona Scott isn't going to put herself out there like that anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. Mona Scott Young. Mona Scott Young. And so Rob pops over and takes a bottle and swings at the girl that she has an issue with. And mind you, this is Yandy, who's just like this. And it's like, what the hell's going on? What is going on? I'm like, you know what, Raw, you ain't ish for that. Who does that? Who does that? And they pleasantly escorted Raw out of there. And I'm like, wait a minute. They're taking their time doing this. They're taking their time doing this. So they must have been like, all right, we have like 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes of the scene. And everyone's just like, what the hell is going on? You're supposed to be grown people. Forget grown women. You're supposed to be grown people. And you're going and acting a damn fool like this? So, you know, Remy goes out to see what's going on with her girl. And because Remy's one of the judges for the Gwen Fest, along with Rich Dollars, Mano, and another person. So she was just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm good. No, I don't like that chick. Remember that chick? Yeah, that's the same chick that I said as soon as I see her, I'd get her. Well, that's what I did. That's what I did. And so then Remy and Yandy speak. And Yandy's just like, look. This is supposed to be professional. That chick's supposed to be someone's manager, but she's acting like she's in some hood establishment. What the hell's wrong with her? Come on now. Stop it. So the Gwen Fest officially launches off. DJ Self's just like, you know what? We're going to forget the negativity, the BS. We're not here for that. We're here for the music. Let's do this. So it starts off with BBOD. Well, actually it starts off with Mo. And then it's like, surprise. Lexi comes out. BBOD is back. And I'm like, okay. So do people actually know who you guys are? Because they're just looking like, all right. But it was kind of actually nice to see Lexi not just be kind of like the hype person, because that's what we initially pegged her as. So appreciate that. But I'm like, damn, you're supposed to be rappers. Why the hell are you guys partially lip-syncing or rapping to a backing track? Like, come on now. Come on now. Mariah Lynn looks nervous as hell. She looks nervous as hell. In her confessional, she's like, you know, I got it. Bum bitches on deck. No, they ain't nothing. But, see, Mariah Lynn, I feel like she had the catchiest song. And, but that performance aspect, there's just something missing there. It's like, she's not... There's something missing there, which is fine. Because as long as you have potential, that's fine. As long as the content's good, then we're okay. Because I felt like the song itself, it flowed and it was definitely current with what's going on and what people want to hear. And so then you had some other official, because remember, this was a real event. So you had other female MCs up there. Now, we only heard them for about 2 seconds. And then the people who were on the show had a whole like 30-second performance. And Young B definitely had the best, I guess, visual choreography performance. But I was also kind of like, yo, Young B, are you really rapping and singing to the backing track? I'm like, wait a minute. Is it doing most of the work? I know you have some choreography going on, but what are we actually trying to do? But again, I feel like Young V, visually, it was the best. For some reason, I do feel like BBOD had the crowd hyped, and they are better at interacting with the crowd. I do agree with that. Which is just, it just sounds so weird to say. So the show pretty much ends with Mariah Lynn kind of congratulating BBOD. It was like, you know what? That was actually cute. That was actually cute. And BBOD was even like, you know what? Young B's performance was cool. Well, what's with the lip singing? What's with the lip singing? And so Mariah Lynn looks like, you know what, congratulations, Akuna Manata, we all cool. So I actually wanted to give you this. It's like, okay, what is this? I'm like, Lexi, don't take it. She could be subpoenaing your ass. But she takes it, and what ends up happening is, it's the... Yo, Mariah ain't ish for this, but I love her. This is why I love her. She goes, and she gets a copy of the court-ordered restraining order that Mo got against Young B, and Young B is just laughing like, yo. But I'm like, this isn't funny. I'm like, wait a minute, none of this is actually funny when you really think about it. Come on now, this is ridiculous. But shout out to Mariah Lynn for doing that. I appreciate that. Lexi, Mo wasn't having it. Lexi was still confused, like, Smurf? 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 Smurf out. What's this? Oh, and then Mo tried to mush Mariah Lynn. Security rushed in right away. And it was just like, look, you ain't ish. You a punk. You go and you're constantly doing this. You're doing this. You ain't about it. You ain't about nothing. Stop with the mess. And the whole time I'm thinking, you guys were actually there to perform and try to promote your brands. And you're worried about what each of y'all are doing with this petty mess. And so they go and they tabulate the votes, and the winner is, and it cuts off. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Come back next week. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Ratchety at its finest.